Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Corinna. Hope you're doing well. Yes, this is live. I see a couple people have joined on. Let me know that you're here. It's not a traditional live for me, so I go on live each month at the top of the month to talk about the energy of the month. And then I also do intuitive readings for people. Not sure if we'll be able to get into intuitive readings today because I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. But hey, Sissy, my sister's on. Hello, how are you doing? I wanted to talk about June and have a June energy update because what is going on? There is some pretty intense energy right now. And when we did the initial June energy oracle card reading, we certainly talked about that, and we'll go through it and we'll review some of what came up. But what I wanted to do was talk to you all about, hey, what's going on? What can we do to support each other and ourselves through this process? Good morning, Jennifer. Hello, Maxine. Good to see you here. Let's talk about what's going on. So I'm going to quickly get into it here, and hopefully we'll have some time to maybe pull a couple cards too. So if you're here and joining me, let me know. Feel free to ask questions while I'm here live with you. This is really a forum for the community to come together, and that's why I love doing lives, as you guys can support each other through this process as well. There's lots going on in June. The energy is intense, like I said, and some of you might be feeling what I have been feeling. Starting immediately in June 1st, must have been some kind of portal of energy came through, because on that day I ended up with a migraine, wasn't feeling well. I was not only just exhausted, but I started to feel dizzy, really ungrounded, heady, kind of living in those top chakra areas where I keep tuning in and out of things. I keep tuning out of what conversations are going on around me. And I'm really quite present usually in my everyday life. I'm there, I'm listening, I'm trying to get stuff done. I have a very busy life. But I just kept finding myself being pulled out and my mind wandering quite a bit. Often that happens when I'm intuitively picking up on things. I can feel how my energy shifting from kind of the now into another energy wavelengths is the best way I can describe it. But this has been happening to me every day. And what I'm hearing from friends and family is I'm not the only one going through this. So I really wanted to get on here and talk about how do we navigate through this and what's really going on. Good morning, Juanita. Good to see you here. Okay, guys, let's talk about what's going on. So how many of you are feeling this? Extremely tired? I'm having eye issues sometimes too, where all of a sudden I don't want to say fogginess, but it's like my eyes blur and then they go clear again. And I get, again, really dizzy, not grounded, just not feeling present in the moment. So if you've been feeling that, give me a thumbs up and some hearts, and share with the community here what you might have been going on. And you can share it live with me, or feel free to share it in the comments afterwards, because there will be people reading these live comments afterwards as well. The one thing that I like about these is that we're here to support each other, and that's the most important thing. The other thing that's going on is tomorrow is a new moon in Sagittarius, and I don't think it's a coincidence that all of this new energy is coming up. A new moon is really a new beginning, and I really feel like this is a new energy that's coming into the earth plane. Some of us may be feeling this and some of us may not. And I wanted to talk about that sometimes, because sometimes if you're around people that aren't feeling this way, you think you're going crazy. And that's why I love this community and talking to people that have like minds and like souls, because you start to realize, whoa, I'm not the only one feeling this way. It's okay if other people in your life aren't feeling this way. There's some people that are in our lives that are very, what I'd like to say, grounded in the life experience here, and they're holding a different energy and a different frequency. All of it is exactly the way it should be. But some of us have come here to hold a higher frequency and vibration. So that's probably a whole other video, but some of us have come and we're born with the intention of coming in and assisting in a new earth being unfolded, the possibility of a new energy, a new intention, a new upgrade, a new vision for the earth. That means that some souls that have come in hold a different frequency and vibration right from the get-go, from when you're born. And I'm sure some of you have felt that right from when you were young. You felt different than other people, and you didn't quite really understand this earth plane very much. And you're probably also seeing that in the younger children that are being born right now. Every generation that I see being born, these are special, special souls, many of them that are coming in, that hold a much higher frequency than previous generations. And there's a reason for that. One thing that I want to remind everyone is those people that are feeling this, and this is what I teach in a lot of my courses, is that we're almost like antennas for energy here. And when you're doing intuitive work, when you're channeling, when I'm doing my mediumship and my psychic work, and when I'm teaching that, I always say we're like an antenna, right? And you're naturally born that way. You're constantly allowing energy and information to flow through you and into you. Some of us are bigger antennas than others. That's all I'm going to say. Some of us are like the big mobile Wi-Fi towers, right? We're holding a lot of energy within our systems, and we're grounding that energy into the earth. We're pushing that energy out into the field for those souls around us. And this is what's happening right now. There's a higher frequency that's coming through us, so we can ground it, integrate it into our own energy systems and physicality. And we're also allowing that to be grounded into the earth energy, and we transmute that energy into people around us. We've all experienced those people where we walk into a space with them and we feel calmer, we feel more at peace, we feel loved, all of a sudden we feel more like ourselves. And many of us beings here are holding that frequency and energy. I'm just going to go and look at some of the comments here. So Juanita is saying, yes, feeling so dizzy for days in a daze. And Tanis, you're right, it does come in waves, and it comes in waves for me too. Hi, Paula, good to see you here. The one thing that I want to remind everyone is this has been the longest wave right now for me for some reason. So there's intense energy coming in. I just want you all to know that it's okay. Number one, you're not going crazy. Number two, this is definitely going to last for a little bit while. I just heard 3 weeks when I was in meditation before this. I think we're going to be in this energy and holding and integrating this energy for a while. If you went back and you watched my June energy oracle card reading, which is the one previous to this one, a lot of things that the divine who channels through me was talking about was June is a month of energy integration. There was a lot of conversation about integration of new energy, and also a push forward of energy, and then having to take the time to slow down and integrate it. And that's exactly what's happening now. When I was doing that reading, I think I did it on June 2nd. I didn't quite understand the magnitude of the energy that was going to come in, the higher level of frequency of energy that was going to come in, and how it was going to impact us. But now I know why they were saying there's a push of energy forward, and this is what it is. It's a forward moving energy into a new vibration here. And then our physical bodies, our emotional bodies, our energy systems have to slow down and take time to integrate this. So the other thing that's been going on with me for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe some of you have experienced this as well, in meditation, I'm being guided to ignite my light body, so actually heighten my energy system from the inside really out, if that makes sense. That's the only way I can describe it, where my energy system is actually being ignited. And I think they were doing that to help me maybe process this new energy a little bit faster and quicker. But there's also some tools that we can utilize right now to help us get through this. So let's talk about that. The other thing that we talked about in the June reading in June 2nd was self-care and self-love. Please be kind to yourself through this process as we're bringing in this new frequency. Anything that's not in alignment with that, and that's been going on for a few months, but May and June specifically have been quite intense. Anything that's not in alignment with that needs to come up and out. You can't have two different levels of frequency in one system. Two waves of energy coming in, it's like the system explodes. And so you're going to have energy that's moving out. You're going to notice things that are coming up. You're going to be emotional. You're going to be releasing things. And this is the beautiful timing of the Sagittarius new moon tomorrow. Let it all go. Write it out, let it go, let it out of your field. Anything that you're noticing that's coming up for you, this is time to let it go and finally be free of it. They just repeated for me again to finally be free. That doesn't mean that we're not continually going to have some stuff that's going to come up, but there's something going on in this process of they don't want us to hold this energy anymore because we need to go to a new frequency to assist each other. And the consciousness, the collective consciousness to where we're all agreeing to go to. And self-care is part of that. It's really important this month, guys. So be kind to yourself through this process. Don't judge yourself if you're tired, if you need to rest. One thing you need to do for yourself is rest. If you feel tired, rest. Yesterday I shouldn't say I did nothing. It's nothing for me because I have a very busy life, but I had the opportunity. I had the day off yesterday, and so did my husband. I had the opportunity to go out and about and do some things, and I really chose to stay home. And I meditated, and I played with a new oracle card deck that I got, and I read a really wonderful book for a little bit. I just rested, and I think this is something that we need to do. This message that we got on June 2nd about integration of the new energy is a really important one. So I really wanted to bring it forward again. To do that, we need to make sure we're in self-care mode. Whether we're doing energy balancing and healing, meditation, just sleeping, just sitting in quiet and solitude and allowing whatever needs to come up and out to come up and out emotionally, or writing it down. There is time where we need to integrate, and we need to get quiet and take care of ourselves. So sleep, rest, have a hot bath, meditate, do whatever you need to do to help your body integrate this new energy. The other important thing I'm finding is grounding. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use some grounding tools, especially being an empath in this world. So things like black tourmaline, I do a quick meditation in the morning of protection and grounding my energy down into Mother Earth. I'm not saying it didn't work or wasn't working, but my goodness, I needed more. Whatever this new energy is coming in, I had a really hard time grounding it and feeling really grounded and present. So I really had to I keep black tourmaline in my bra. I keep certain crystals in my bras, and I know most women here will do that. That's for sure. It's a great place to hold things that's close to your heart. I had to put 2 or 3 of those suckers in there. I was constantly, every hour or so, grounding my energy, seeing where I'm at, going into my chakras, rebalancing them, allowing the energy to flow through me. The one thing that I want to tell you about the allowance piece, and this is an important message that just came through this actually right now, and then last night while I was meditating on this, is don't resist what's going on, because resistance will make this a little bit more challenging to process through. Just allow the new frequencies and the energy to come in, and allow yourself to just flow with whatever's going on. Make sure that you're just in a state of allowance and flow. I hope that makes sense. Because when we resist it, and on June 2nd, we talked a little bit about that again. They're reminding me that we talked about the shoulding. I should feel better. I should feel different. I should have more energy. I should not be feeling depressed. I should not be feeling down. What they're asking you to do is walk away from the shoulds. And they're asking you just to allow what's unfolding to allow, because that will help it. What they're saying to me right now is transition in a place, in a framework of ease, where it's will just flow through you much smoother. So I want to go back to grounding. tools like black tourmaline, meditating, grounding, seeing those roots go down right into Mother Earth is helpful. But the biggest thing that I'm finding that's helping me for grounding is you got to get your butt outside, guys. You've got to be outside in nature. And the one thing, and they used a word for me when I was in meditation this morning, and it's not as much integrating with the earth energy as much as, and I'm trying to remember the word now that they were using, and it'll come to me. It's like two energy frequencies merging together. There's some type of alignment that's happening with us and Mother Earth. It's not that our energy is upgrading Mother Earth. She's already been there. Does that make sense? It's that we're finding some level of attunement here where we are attuning to the higher level of vibration that she already holds in some way. And so she's helping us. We need to get out into nature. I'm finding it's the only thing that's really helping me ground. And you need to make sure you're in your bare feet to do it. And I'm going to put a link up here all about grounding. There's science to it. And Lord knows I have a very left brain mind sometimes, even though I'm very right brained and intuitive and psychic. And I talk to people that have crossed and I channel in the divine. I also have a very logical mind that needs to understand it. And that's so why I started to study quantum physics and why I've studied books on grounding. I know it works energetically because of how I feel and because I speak energetically in the world. That's the only way I can, and I experience energy in the world all the time. But I still have a left brain that has to understand why it works sometimes. So I'm going to put a link up about what grounding is doing and helping you with. But it's specifically important right now because it's helping you, again, integrate that energy and helping you really ground yourself. If you think of yourself like a lightning rod, like an antenna, we have to make sure that energy is grounded or we're going to feel fried out. We're going to be absolutely exhausted. Go and touch a tree. Go and touch some plants. Be with nature as much as possible and be intentional with it. When you're going out there, be really present at bringing your energy down into earth, with really connecting in with Mother Earth, with really touching that tree or touching that plant or feeling the grass underneath your feet, or hopefully you're somewhere near sand, maybe that beautiful feeling of sand underneath your feet. Be intentional with it. That's an important piece here about really trying to be back in the moment, back being present, and back being grounded. And of everything and all the tools I've tried over the last couple of weeks, this is the number one thing that's really helping me right now. Make sure we're getting outside, okay? The other thing that I'm finding, and Lord knows I'm not an athlete, I'm not the one out running marathons, that's for sure, but we need to move our bodies. And I think what's happening here when I tuned into it more is that we need to, it's part of the integration process of this new energy. Just going out, just move around, go for an intentional walk, go and do a bit of gardening, go pick some weeds in your garden. Go take your kids outside to play and, run around and catch bubbles with them if you want. But there's something about having to move your energy. So this is really about finding balance with rest this month and also grounding and moving your body, because your body will integrate this energy easier if it's grounded and if it's actually moving in some form. It's almost like they're showing me on a cellular level, because there's such a shift happening on a cellular level, the oxygen movement, the blood movement throughout the body. Again, we have to remember we're all energy. All that is energy moving. It's helping to integrate it into all the organs, which is just vibration. It's helping to integrate all this. So movement is really helpful for right now. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was water. For some reason, I can't get enough water, and I don't know if any of you have been experiencing that as well. I think, again, it's the physical body, the physical energy body, that's really having to utilize water to process this higher vibrational frequency. When we're thinking about higher vibrational frequency, for some reason they're talking with me about heat and heating up. So I don't know if some of you have been feeling really hot in your bodies at times. but there's something about making sure that we're, again, drinking lots of water to help our body process. And they're just saying to also help eliminate some of the toxins that might be coming out of our bodies as well through this process. Again, anything that's of lower vibration, that's not of this highest frequency, is going to be, the body's going to attempt to release it and let it go. So I just keep hearing flush with water as much as possible. What else did they want me to talk about? They want to talk about food for a second because, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this too, anything that's really heavy right now is just intuitively doesn't feel right to me. I'm not really attracted to it. I'm just eating little bits of food. I'm just eating, more live food. Anything that's really heavy or dense is just not in alignment with me, and that might not be for everyone, but I find that for me, eating a lighter meal intake, maybe smaller meals, maybe more live food like salads and stuff with lots of colors, what they're talking about. The more color we can bring into our field with the colors that we're wearing. I guess I'm wearing like a coral color today, my blue gem, making sure that we're bringing lots of color into our energy. And that means also eating that color, because everything, again, is vibration. I know I keep talking about this, but that is the truth of the universe. And so making sure that those higher vibrational foods are coming into our system to help us integrate. Anything else we want to talk about? Meditation, of course, is always helpful. When they talked about meditation, they talked about also listening. So listening to any messages you might be getting, or just your intuitive knowingness about what you need to do for self-care this month, and just about what might be going on here and what's going on with you personally through this process. Connecting into source during this time would be very beneficial. So make sure that when you're in that rest mode, that connection and meditation is part of that. Also make sure, they're just saying to reach out to community right now, reach out to those of like mind and like souls, because that will help lift your energy as well. When we come together in energy, this helps to lift the energy and also helps to bring us together and ground us, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna just pull. I'm gonna pull one card from each deck to see, because I want to keep this close to 30 minutes, to see if there's any further guidance. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to write a question here for me, and I can tune into it as well. Just in particular, just about what's going on with this right now, to help anyone else that might be feeling this. So I'm just asking for further guidance from anyone who's here right now or who watch this later, and what else do we need to know about this June energy that we're feeling? What other further guidance do you have for us? So I just had a card pop out. Okay, and I'm gonna pick one more card from Sacred Rebels. Again, just asking for any further guidance. What is it? I have a card that didn't want to go in. Okay. And I'm just going to ask for an animal oracle card, just because connecting in with nature right now is really a powerful process in this. So let's see. Just asking for one more card. What else do we need to know for this next couple weeks here? Again, I just heard 3 weeks. So there's something here about 3 weeks, this energy integration process. I just heard 3 weeks again. You know what I just also heard? It's like, be careful that we're not saying 3 more weeks. I don't know if I can do this for 3 more weeks. What they're saying is, it's so funny. They're showing me people jumping up and down, and they're like, 3 more weeks. Again, in June, on that June 2nd energy oracle card reading I did, they talked about perspective. So we need to make sure that we're holding a higher perspective through this process, even though some of these experiences are challenging, and you might even have personal things going on in your life right now that can be very challenging, and I know that. Again, the way that we're viewing it and having the perspective of it is a beautiful thing. You know, I could have got frustrated because I really felt like resting and I had some other stuff I needed to do yesterday. But instead, again, a perspective switch where I thought, no, I'm just going to soak into this. I'm going to sit here in my pajamas today and read a good book and take care of myself and play with some cards. 3 more weeks. Juanita, I was cheering for 3 more weeks. There you go. I'm glad. Perspective is important. If you haven't watched that June energy oracle card reading, it is here, and I will on the YouTube channel, so feel free to go back and watch it because there was a lot of good information here. Okay, just asking for one more card. Okay. Hey Barb, good to see you here. Okay, so the 3 cards that I got, just to provide some quick additional information, is the personal power card. Then we got every journey starts with a single step. And Buffalo Spirit, isn't that beautiful? An abundant universe will provide. So let me tune in to what else they want to say. You know, I just want to start with this card here because is this not what we're going through or what? They just said to me, this is exactly what's happening within your body right now, within the energy field right now. This is a transformative time. And this is what you're feeling in your body. This transformational time, and I don't know whether you can see it, but the suitcase is finally opening and the butterflies are emerging. It's like we're emerging out of the cocoon. Oh my gosh. Look at this. So I went and got a manicure, which I love, but my goodness, I'm not good on my hands when I'm out gardening. I really need to put more. I need to redo my nails. Anyways, besides that, this is what they're saying. This is what's happening right now. This is the upgrade energy upgrade that's happening. And they just said this suitcase is just starting to open. And this transformation, these butterflies are representing transformation. But it has to happen through your physical body. This is the only way this light transmission can happen. This is the only way that we are ascending into a higher frequency. And it's your personal power that's integrating with this. Again, it's your personal energy. It's your personal frequency that's bringing in this new higher vibration into the new earth energy. There is a new earth unfolding here. There just is. And we are part of the conduit for the energy coming in and also integrating that energy here on Earth and with Earth. Like that's just all energy. All of that is just energy. The one thing that they're also reminding me of and that's why they wanted to bring in Buffalo Spirit, as this case starts to open, they want to remind you look at the light that's coming through here. Look at the butterflies that are just starting to come out and emerging. There is an abundant universe that's supporting you. They just said to me, get clear on your dreams because this is the energy that's coming in. You are the co-creator with the divine. And I don't know if some of you have been noticing this about how quickly your thoughts are manifesting into reality. So they just said to me, be careful about what you're thinking about. This is why we have to be so conscious and present about the energy that we have around us and the perspective that we're holding. So again, if you haven't watched that June oracle card reading, go back to it. The perspective we're holding is invaluable right now. And this is the energy that's coming through here once this new frequency of energy is being held in our own physical energy or system. There is an abundant universe waiting for you. It's like the case is just opening. You can't even imagine. It's like, they just said to me, the galaxy is held within this case. They just said to me, there's no limits. There's no limits of what's starting to be manifested through you now. And to remember that this is the abundant universe that we live in. There are no limitations, and that you are co-creator with the divine. The other thing that I'm getting through with these two energies is look how strong these energies are. Look how certain they are. Look how they're looking forward. I understand what they're saying now. They're saying this is the energy we need to bring into the Sagittarius new moon. Allow this new moon energy of tomorrow. You need to get focused here on what you want. Start writing down what you want to manifest. Start writing down your vision for the future. And again, they're talking about perspective. Do it from the highest perspective possible for the benefit of all beings. Does that make sense? What is your highest possible vision for yourself, for the earth, for the collective? What is your highest possible vision? Looking up and seeing, they're just saying heaven on earth, because this is the possibility of what you're going to be able to co-create within your own life, and you'll see it unfolding in the lives of those around you and on earth if we can hold this frequency and keep it within ourselves and here on earth. This is a powerful time of co-creation with the divine. They just said to me, there's no limits. So use this powerful energy that's coming in, that you're integrating, that you're going to continue to hold. And by the way, some of us will not hold this energy. It's going to go right past them. But if you're aware that this is happening, this is the power piece and the personal power piece. You're choosing to integrate it and bring this new energy into your field. Again, there's free will here. There's free will here. And if you're choosing to allow this energy to come in and this frequency to come into your energy field, allow it to integrate into you, to stay with you, that with the reminder that, you are a piece of the divine. And there's a massive co-creative energy that's happening right here. They just said to me again, there's no limits. There's no limits. All right, anything else that they want to say? I think that's it, guys. I want to keep this to 30 minutes. That's challenging for me, because once the divine starts talking through me, they just they like see a doorway and they want to keep going. I'm going to be on here more and more and more. I'd like to come on and just do some live readings for you here in the next week or so. I enjoy connecting with you, and I really felt guided to come in. They wanted to give you a little bit more guidance about how to get through this really intense energy right now. And they just said to me, you will get through it. Be intentional with this. Keep a higher perspective. Lots of self-care, lots of grounding, lots of water. If you're coming in late, make sure you watch the beginning of this. This is an important time here on Earth. It's like they just said, we can't say this enough. Don't let this energy pass you by. Utilize it, harness it, bring it in, integrate it into your field, and continue to have that higher vibration. And use the new moon to finally let go of things and get clear on what you want going forward, because this is a powerful energy here for you right now. All right, my loves, I'm going to let you go. I've got some clients this afternoon that I'm here to be in service to. If you're interested in finding out more about me, if you're still hanging around, please go check me out. There's a link here for my website, and I do readings, mediumship all around the world for people. Also Reiki healing all around the world through Skype. I'm here to be of service to you. And again, I send so much love to you. Hang on, we're going to get through it. They just said you're going to feel amazing once we do get through this. All right, have a wonderful day. Much love to you. Much love to you. Go find some joy and do some self-care. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.